Listen closely, for what we are about to tell you is not for faint of heart. As the sun set behind the rugged mountains of Arizona, casting an eerie orange glow over the desolate landscape, a chill descended upon the air. The desolate canyon echoed with the sound of silence, and the only sign of life was a small wooden shack, nestled in the heart of the canyon. This was Luana's Canyon, named after the matriarch of the family that lived in the shack. They were poor and struggling, living off what little they could scavenge from the harsh desert terrain. The miner of the family, a dreamer with a heart full of ambition, set out every few weeks into the treacherous northwestern mountains in search of gold and food for his family. But one day, he kissed his wife and children goodbye and never returned. Days turned into weeks, and soon the family was running low on supplies. Luana worried that her husband had fallen victim to the dangers of the wilderness, and as their desperation grew, her mind began to unrave. With no food left, Luana watched as her children grew weaker and weaker, their cries for help echoing through the canyon. The sound of their suffering consumed her, driving her to madness. Her thoughts twisted and turned, and she became convinced that the only way to end their suffering was to kill them. As the thunder roared outside, Luana donned her wedding dress and approached her children, who huddled together in fear. With wild eyes, she raised the knife and brought it down again and again, the sound of flesh tearing and bones cracking echoing through the shack. Blood splattered the walls, staining the wooden beams and pooling on the dirt floor. Luana's hands were slick with it, and her wedding dress was soaked through. But even as her children lay dead at her feet, Luana couldn't stop. She chopped their lifeless bodies into pieces and tossed them into the river, the water turning red with their blood. The madness consumed her, and she collapsed in a heap beside the river, her wedding dress now stained with the blood of her children. She wailed and screamed, overcome with guilt and grief, until her body could take no more. She died there, alone in the canyon, her spirit consumed by the horror of what she had done. But Luana's spirit never left the canyon. Over the years, as more miners and settlers came to the area, they spoke of strange happenings in the canyon. They claimed to hear the screams of children at night, their cries of hunger and pain echoing through the canyon. Some even claimed to see Luana herself, wandering the canyon in her blood-soaked wedding dress, her eyes full of madness. And so the legend of Slaughterhouse Canyon grew, a testament to the horror and tragedy that had befallen the mother and her family. Some say that their spirits still haunt the canyon to this day, seeking revenge on all who dared to disturb their rest deep in the heart of Slaughterhouse Canyon. The ghostly figure of the dead mother still roamed the rugged terrain, seeking revenge on all who dared to enter her domain. Her twisted form, carrying a blood-stained axe, was a warning to any who dared to venture into the darkness.